but it would be nothing, nothing, nothing. Not a woman or a girl. Joe Collier from Augusta, Georgia. This is a man's world. This is a man's world. But it wouldn't be nothing, 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 nothing without a woman or a girl. Man made the electrolyte to take us out of the dark. Man made the bulk of the water, like they said that Noah made the ark. This is a man's world.
Bam. Greet you the words of Assalamu alaikum, which means peace and blessings be upon you. And I mention both Jesus and Muhammad's names, peace be upon them both, because they were both messages of truth and reality. And you're watching Underground Railroad TV show, and hey, it's got transcended from a Chicago show. Like these shows, and these guests I'm going to introduce you, we come on worldwide. So you know, hi to the people over in Europe, Africa, Central America, Asia, Europe, Israel, because this will be on YouTube. Better say if that's God's will. Okay, and I have two guests. I mean, they're phenomenal. You know, I've been on both of these shows, and I enjoy it myself, and I have respect for both gentlemen. And I have Dr. Lee Ward up here. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, sir. And Brother Dawa, the reincarnation of Brother Malcolm X and Dr. Khalid Muhammad. Tell him, brother. Okay. So, you know what, before we, you know, you saw some monstrous pictures up there because this is diabolical mind, and we're gonna concentrate on that and tell how this is connected with the new world order, but we're gonna go from the beginning, from Hitler. It really goes to the Night of the Templars, but we're going to Hitler, and then we're gonna eventually go to Obama in part two. But can you tell the people something about yourselves before we get started, please? And when your shows come on.
Okay, I'm the founder of PLEM, the Power Laden Man television show. Comes on every Wednesday from 8:30 to 9:30, and it's reshown from Thursday from 10:30 to 11:30 on channel 36. You can reach us at me at 312-509-8124. That's 312-509-8124. That's the PLEM line. I think it's 773. It was 773-509-8124. That's the PLEM line where you can reach me. We've been on TV some 20 years covering all types of topics, biblical, prophetic, you name it.
Give you my respects to Miss Warren, of course. Okay, and all due respect. And tell them about yourself, my brother. I'll fit to that music and everything. So what's going on, man?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for the invitation, brother. Appreciate it. You know, we'll have to get together again on my show.
Yes, sir.
My name is Brother Dawa. I am a musician. I got a couple of CDs out, as well as a TV show, The Yah's Real Hour. I've been doing it for about 5 years here. I've been on television since 1996, but I was out in Michigan, in Indiana, over the Notre Dame area, you know, doing shows over there. And like I said, I've been doing shows here for about 5 years. And if anyone wants to get in contact with me, you know, just give me a call, 312-498-4352. Once again, that's 312-498-4352.
Okay, you know what we're talking about. I want everybody, you know, to go to your computers and look up Operation Paperclip. Operation Paperclip. And I want to start with Adolf Hitler and get your take on Adolf Hitler. I'm going to lead up. This is all leading to something because he was all about a new world order. But I want to ask you, was Adolf Hitler doing this inception? From the knowledge that y'all have as a child, what type of child was he? I already know because I did the research, but
Well,
for him to have a diabolical and an egotistical mind like that, what type of child was he noted to be, according to the historian?
well, you have to understand who his mother was in the bloodline. Listen, few people understand what happens in this world, especially in the Western world, where the most of the power lies and the money. Is you're dealing with bloodlines, and it's alleged and probably true that his mother was pregnant by one of the Rothschilds.
Oh, wow.
So so he's, that's main bloodline. Bankers are powerful, and he grew up. He's an Austrian. He wasn't German.
Okay.
And he grew up high school dropout, part artist. He fought in the war, World War I. Make a long story short, he became a spy for the German, to spy on the communists, and he ran across a very powerful secret society. See, people don't understand that what you have is the world of power is made up of very secret society. In all societies, even if you go back to ancient Egypt, any society, you have knowledge that's esoteric, hidden, and you got exoteric. That's the knowledge the public has.
Yes, sir.
And the hidden knowledge was, in this case, you had a group called the Thule Society, very powerful society that's occult. They deal with the dark sides of powers, seances and etc., calling up demons, or what you want to say, spirits. And he infiltrated this group and became part of it. He joined it. He was supposed to spy. He joined it, and it became the National Socialist Party. That's the political name. Now, Nazism is not a political organization. It's an occult power.
Okay.
It's an occult religion. It's not a political organization, and the powers to be know that that's the case. In case when they had the Nuremberg trials after World War II, Churchill told the Nuremberg trials, do not mention that those people are anything about the occult powers, the idea of calling up spirits and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, that's how Hitler got in. He tapped into this power, and he was able to mercenarize millions of folks, even people that didn't even speak in German. When they went out and heard Hitler, they were caught up in his power, because he's tapped into Luciferian powers, the negative powers that are very, very powerful, and the weapons that they had developed at that time, the atomic bomb or the jet engine, they were much more advanced than the United States.
Okay, but as a child, as I had read somewhere, do you have opinion on how he was as a child?
He was a normal child. I mean, just the idea he was a high school dropout.
Well, I had read somewhere.
But he dealt a lot of the occult powers, though.
I had read somewhere, as a child, he was basically, when he was playing army, he had to be in control. I don't know if you.
Well, I think that on a spiritual level, for him to gain the power that he had gained in his life, I would say that, a lot of people don't recognize that you come here with a purpose. And I believe he was able to be so effective with what he'd done because his purpose was just for that.
Okay, but I was reading somewhere, I read somewhere where, even when he played army, he was the one in control, the one in charge, and that's what I read.
That's true, but you got to understand that he was nurtured alone, and he tapped into that power with that group. They were very powerful. In other words, what we're dealing with is the hidden power of the Illuminati. This was a branch, the Thule Society was a branch of the Illuminatis. And these are the most powerful people on the face of the earth that control nations, corporations, religions, institutions. There's no power besides them. They're the ones that cause wars. They're the ones that cause this banking crisis. They have an agenda. This agenda has been set up for almost 200 to 300 years. They're the ones that have went back and had the ancient powers of Egypt. See, the Egyptians had very powerful magic.
Yes.
And the only one that have tapped in, remember they went into Egypt, Napoleon, these people went in and grabbed a lot of stuff that never have seen our eyes.
Yes.
So this power that they tapped into, that's why they are Luciferians. That's why they have never been able to defeat, the Christians have never been able to defeat them, and the Christians have never had any power. I mean, the power of the plans to populate this country, the power to bring blacks from Africa to here, the power to give the Chinese the opium, that power, you don't have that power unless you tap into a very powerful, what you call.
Yes.
And these are power of Luciferian. That's what Hitler got tapped into, and he was bought to power and financed by both Britain and the American Illuminatis. They gave him power to take position and take over Hitler. They rearmed Germany, made it a very powerful war machine, and they're the ones that decided to start World War II. All this was pre-planned. And
you know what? Before Hitler came to power, was both of y'all, please answer, was he successful? Was he a successful man? Or did he fail at a lot of things before
he was a
came
total
to power?
failure. He was a high school dropout. You asked me one time, how can a high school dropout manage to become a head of the most powerful country in the world? It's impossible unless you have the power of the hidden power of the Illuminati.
Okay.
That's the same power that brought Obama to power.
Yes.
You don't walk into these places. See, most Americans have been dumbed down. They have no idea of what history is.
Mm-hmm.
And if you read that stuff that you read in your library, you see on TV, that's a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And as the scriptures call this the mystery Babylon system. This is the one that has every nation. These are the powers that made Egypt. These are the powers that made China.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think China got all the power and the technology from? In 20 years, they went from being a backwards country less than to an industrial giant. Where do you get that power from? Where do you get the money from? And Africa is just as desert because the power of the Illuminati decided that they was going to make China of the dragon a major power in the world.
Yes. Do you ever take on that, Brother Dawa?
No, I totally agree. As I go back to my first point, I do believe, even as the Most High spoke in reference to Jeremiah, he told Jeremiah, I called you before I formed you. I created you, a position of what you were going to do in life. And I do believe that, as Dr. Lee Warren said, the man was a high school dropout, total idiot, failure. But he had tapped into a power that only he was be able to do because he was destined to do this from the beginning.
And you know what made Adolf Hitler get into the occult? What was it that fascinated him about the occult? What was it? And in general, what fascinates people about the occult anyway?
5-letter word, P-O-W-E-R, power.
Power.
Power. Everybody wants power.
Okay. Everybody wants power. I'm gonna write that down. So I better get a little power myself.
Because you know you need that. You need
I
power.
understand what you're saying, though. I understand. Now, you know what, from what I was reading about Adolf Hitler, he, as you said, both of y'all say he came from a bloodline. I don't know if this is true or not, that his mother may have been Jewish.